You're listening to the Epic Stories podcast, presented by Earlham College. Here's your hosts, Tanaka and Carlton.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Epic Stories podcast. I'm your host, Carlton, and this is
Tanaka.
And today we're here with Yasmeen. And just to start, I'll give a little intro of the point of the podcast, basically. So we explore the different journeys of college students who are taking charge of their education and careers through the Epic Journey. And the Epic Journey is a 4-year program at Earlham, which features a couple of things, including the Epic Advantage, which is basically a grant that gives you the opportunity to have some kind of career discerning experience in your particular field. And so join us as we hear from Yasmeen today, who's going to tell us about how she made the most of her Epic Advantage and her Epic Journey.
Thank you for coming, Yasmeen.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm definitely tired and glad that it's the last day of classes.
Yeah, it's now tiring. Like, I'm also feeling drained. It's been a long semester. How about you, Colin? How are you feeling?
I'm definitely ready to close off the semester as well.
All right. So to start with, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? What brought you to Earlham, and what's your current school year?
So my name's Yasmeen, as I said. I am from Cincinnati, Ohio, so I just live about an hour and 15 minutes away. I'm currently a senior. I'll be starting my second semester pretty soon in January. My major is business with a concentration in marketing, and I have a minor in visual art.
All right. That's really nice. Then my follow-up question is, what brought you to Earlham?
So I had a bit of a unique path to Earlham. My grandmother was an alum and graduated with the class of 1973. So during the time around 2018 where the EPIC program started to become more popular, she started getting a lot of alumni emails about the Epic Journey, the Epic Advantage. And so just for fun, I went on a tour with my grandma and my mom, and I really enjoyed the school. I didn't think that I was going to end up being here because I planned on getting out of the Midwest, but it ended up being a really good fit for me. So, yeah.
That's really nice that your grandma also came to this school, and now you're also here. That's nice.
So that makes you like a legacy student. That's cool.
Kind of a double legacy because I went to the same high school as my mom, so I've just been a legacy everywhere.
Oh, yeah. That's nice.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Did you say? I guess you kind of said what drew you to Earlham through your grandma. Maybe then you can kind of tell us over the course of your 4 years here what has really stood out to you about this place, besides what you've heard from your grandma.
I'd say that something that stood out to me during my time at Earlham is the amount of cultural diversity. It's been really cool to meet people from different countries and learn about cultures that maybe I'd never heard of before or only had a limited perception of. I've also really enjoyed various opportunities that I've gotten to take advantage of during my time here, like the Freeman Asia program and using my Epic Advantage in South Africa this summer.
Wow.
That's really nice. And I also agree with the diversity point, because initially when I also came here, I thought Earlham is in the Midwest. I wasn't expecting to see as much diversity as I actually saw. So I agree with that point.
Yeah, I'm from the Midwest. I'd definitely say that Earlham is a lot different than the space that it is within. Yeah.
So maybe you can take us through your experience with Freeman Asia, since think that's what you did that before your Epic Advantage,
Mhm.
right?
So Freeman Asia is this foundation that focuses on increasing the amount of Western travel and I guess interest to certain parts of the Asian continent. So with me, I went to Bali, Indonesia, and I did an internship in marketing for a cosmetic manufacturer. I'm really grateful for that opportunity. I wouldn't have done it without the input from my mentor, Mila Cooper. She's the director of the Center for Career Education, and she really pushed me to apply. So I'm grateful that I ended up doing that. I was really nervous at first, since it was my first time solo traveling, and my first solo travel was to the other side of the world, and I was only 18. So that was definitely an interesting experience. It was really cool to not only grow professionally, but to gain some personal experience with the solo traveling aspect and putting myself into a culture where English wasn't necessarily the predominant language, and there were a lot of people that, wouldn't understand what I was saying. So that was something that was really interesting to learn about and navigate.
So, what was the name of the cosmetics manufacturer?
The name of the cosmetic manufacturer is Spa Factory Bali. They create luxury salon and hotel products. So soaps, lotions, creams, things of that nature. Everything's made in-house, and it's actually woman-run. So there was a need in the neighborhood to provide more job opportunities for recent moms. So in Bali, when women have children, they tend to be kind of excluded from the job market. It's really hard for them to find jobs. So all of the women there, like the people, they're chemists. They work in R&D. They stir all of the things. They collect all of the ingredients. So it's really cool. It was really cool to see everything made from beginning to end.
Oh, that's really cool, Yasmeen. So I just have a quick follow-up question. So earlier you mentioned that you're a business major and you're concentrating in marketing. So when you went for this, did you already decide that that's what you want to do, and were you working as like a marketing position, or how was?
Yeah, so I knew that I was going to be a business marketing major halfway through my first semester of college, so I did already know what I was going to be majoring in, which was really helpful. With the third-party organization that we used to find our internship placements, we had options of different fields that we could choose from. There wasn't a marketing option, so I chose media and communications. With Spa Factory, I helped them with their social media presence, as well as I learning things like product photography and things of that nature. So it was nice to learn about the visual side of marketing.
That's really nice.
Okay, now you've told us about Freeman Asia. Maybe can you talk to us about your Epic Advantage?
In South Africa, that's
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, another trip across
Yeah.
the world.
I interned in South Africa, specifically Cape Town, this summer. This time I did have an internship in marketing, which was nice. I was working with an ed tech startup called Acumen for Business Leaders. They've recently rebranded and they're calling themselves Mavericks now. So it was really cool as a marketing major to be able to work with the business during such a monumental time where they're going through a complete rebrand. So it was really nice and impactful to be a part of that process, to work with contractors. Like we would work with other businesses that would do our graphic design and things like that. That was a lot different than what my other internship was doing. They did a lot of their marketing stuff in-house, so it was really cool to learn how to have those business relationships and what that looks like once you get a job. As far as like the cultural immersion, it was really nice. I lived in an area where there were a lot of students, so it was really cool to get to meet other young people from the area. And I lived in a house with other interns as well as like just young people that were working. And they all came from different places, so that was also something that I really enjoyed and kind of made the experience really fun.
Oh, that really sounds fun.
Sorry, before we move on,
Okay.
I had a question. So you said you were in Cape Town.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to know like what the diversity was like in terms of your working environment. You said that
My working environment?
your working environment, but then generally also like the area that you're in and the different stuff you got to experience outside of that.
When you say diversity, what kind of diversity are you talking about?
I guess in terms of people, like people from
Like
different
race,
places, yeah.
country?
Or maybe was it like
Specifically-
a lot of also international interns who came, or it was mainly like the local South African?
I
and,
know
what-
also like the demographics of South Africa is you have like black South Africans and then you have
Mhm.
white South Africans as well. So did you get to interact with both of those sides?
So I did get to interact with both of those sides during my time there. I was in an area that was predominantly black, which was really nice. And on the flip side, my job was all white, so that was something that was really interesting for me. I've gone to school in environments where I was the only black person, but I haven't been in a work environment where I was the only black employee, so that was definitely interesting. Outside of my neighborhood and my internship, there was definitely a lot of diversity. There's a lot of people that had come from like surrounding areas. I had also I'm really social and extroverted, so on all of my like excursions that I'd go on, I'd always meet someone new. Cool story, I ended up, when I went on my safari, I happened to meet a woman that was from the US. She was from New York City, and part of her family was South African, and she moved here after she retired. And so we were like talking about all of these things, and she ended up taking me to like a souvenir shop, and she became someone that I kind of had as like a support person during my time there. So yeah, but I'd say there's definitely a lot of immigrants, definitely in the area that I lived in. With it being a university, there's students from all over. One of my housemates was Italian, and another was from Lesotho. So that was something that was really cool.
Oh, that's really nice. That was a good experience.
Yeah.
So my follow-up question will be like, right now when you're looking back at both the Freeman Asia and also how you used your epic advantage going to South Africa, do you have any skills that you feel like you gained and you're going to use in your future career? In this case, you said you're more interested in like marketing.
I think cultural competency is something that I was able to gain from both of those experiences. To a degree, you also learn that at Earlham, being around people that are from so many different places, but actually going to another country and being the geographical minority was an interesting experience, and I feel like I learned a lot about resilience, as well as ways to interact with different people. One of the things that was really helpful was we get interns for both programs. You get a booklet of things to prepare you for the country that you're going to be going to. And so they included things like social norms, things to do and not do, workplace like commonalities. So those are also things that were helpful because I never thought about how the way that you interact within the workplace would be different or change based off of the country that you're residing in. I also learned a lot about communication and how communication styles vary across different businesses. With one, we communicated mainly via email, and the other, it was through WhatsApp. And so, yeah, I think that those are some helpful tools that I learned. Also, patience with working with smaller businesses. Things aren't always going to go as quickly as one may expect, and so to just kind of go with the process. It's kind of a everyman thing with small businesses. Everyone's kind of doing a little bit of everything, and to really have like flexibility in the workplace. Yeah.
That's really nice, isn't it?
So having gone through that experience, do you feel more confident in what you want to do with business and marketing?
I do. Prior to using my Epic Advantage this summer, I thought that I wanted to focus strictly on the visual side of marketing. So kind of like the cross between graphic design and marketing. And after my internship, I now know that I have a really strong interest in project management and marketing strategy. So that's definitely given me some guidance. It's broadened my results within my job search as well.
All right. Okay, I think that is definitely really important to be able to broaden how, because usually when we come in, we have like this really specific thing that we might want, or maybe this really specific thing that we might not want. So it's interesting to test out and see like, okay, I actually want more than just this or less. So that's nice.
I definitely would have been pigeonholing myself because before then I was mainly just looking at jobs that were like more communication based or creative. But this has really opened a lot more opportunities for me. So I'm really grateful.
That's really nice. So do you also feel like there are other things that you have done throughout your time here that we haven't really discussed about?
I participated in Epic launch, previously known as Senior launch, in the spring semester of 2025. I felt like that was really helpful. I'm going through my job search now, so I took a lot of notes during the sessions during that time, but I maybe couldn't conceptualize a lot of it, so actually like being in the thick of it now, a lot of that advice is becoming really helpful.
Okay. That's really nice. All right, so that you mentioned Epic launch. I think some students might not know what that is, so maybe can you tell us the structure or what exactly happened during Epic launch?
Senior launch, or I guess I should say Epic launch, as it's currently known, is a weekend conference that is geared towards mostly upperclassmen that are looking to explore ways to get to where they want to go after graduation. So you talk about things like job search, grad school applications, and different skills or experiences that you may encounter during the process of searching for your next big thing. So we had different workshops on things like imposter syndrome, ways to use AI to help you with your job search. We talked about resume building, job applications, ways to narrow down your grad school list. And yeah, I found it really nice. Yeah. Was that okay?
Yeah, that's good. Thank you very much for telling us more about Epic launch.
Epic launch, yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have any advice in a couple of sentences for some prospective students or people who are on the journey as well?
Or also for us as we
Okay.
venture into this.
I think for prospective students, I would say to put yourself out of your comfort zone. Before coming to Earlham, I was extremely shy, which a lot of people have a hard time believing. I didn't take advantage of a lot of opportunities because I was really nervous, and I let that stop me. So put yourself out there, try new things, and also take advantage of the fact that this is a liberal arts institution. While you may come into the school having an idea of what you want to study, make sure that you're also taking classes and things that are maybe new to you, learn something new. Don't pigeonhole yourself right away starting your freshman year. Really take that time to maybe fulfill your general education requirements before jumping into a major, because you never know. One of those electives that you take could end up leading you on a path towards a major that you never even considered.
Yeah.
That's some good advice.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us today, Yasmeen. This was another great Epic Stories podcast. Thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Spotify, YouTube. Carlton, do you want to add some more platforms?
Apple Podcasts, Instagram at Epic Journey,
And soon to be what?
iHeartRadio as well.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
See you
you.
next time.